Good day, grade 12s. Welcome to lesson number 74 from my textbook, The Distinction Bound Student, grade 12. I also have grade 11 and grade 10. Right, in this lesson, we'll start by revising homework from the previous lesson, and that's activity number 66. Okay, KFC is a typical example of an oligopoly. The oligopoly is a price maker, because the perfect competitor is the one that takes the price. A formal agreement between oligopolists to increase price is called, this one will be Tacit Collusion. We'll do it in the next lesson, so don't worry much. The upper segment of the king to demand curve is, the upper segment, this one here, is elastic, you see? And the oligopolist is faced with a king to demand curve. The oligopolist makes an economic profit in the long run. Okay, so there you have your answers, and so you can mark them. Oh my goodness, we are seeing answers for the next lesson. Alright, let's do our homework. Let's do our activity. Not our activity, our lesson. Okay, so lesson number 74, non-price competition. Right, what is non-price competition? I've mentioned it a lot of times. I go to a particular petrol station because I want to gain points, because I'm going to buy petrol anyway. If I'm going to buy petrol, I might as well do it and gain something at least. Right, or you can go to a particular shop. Oh, here's a good example. In Gezina here in Pretoria, there is a Midas that opens until 10 p.m. And you see that sometimes you want to get your car fixed, you want to use it tomorrow morning, and your mechanic is free. So where else could you buy? You say, ish, the problem is it's 9 o'clock. Then your mechanic tells you that Midas Gezina is open. Do you see? So that's kind of a scenario, is non-price competition. So you're not going to Midas because of the price, you are going because they are still open. So opening hours is a way of non-price competition. So you will see that Midas, they'll beat many other competitors in the same industry just because they are open until 10 o'clock. And so people that are busy during the day, they don't worry. They know that, okay, I'll go and buy at Midas at around 8 o'clock when I get home, you see? Alright, so we have other examples: product recognition and differentiation. Businesses try to, differentiate their products in a way. They can do it by using a unique shape or something like that. Look at the Coca-Cola bottle. You see, that thing, it has its own unique shape, and they have trademarked the shape. So you can't even copy that. So you want to come up with your own cold drink, you can't copy that shape. You see, that shape. Right, so they are trying to differentiate their product, the way it looks, and you can recognize it easily. Alright, your favorite car, you probably like it because of the shape, because of the way it looks. Right, extended shopping hours. I talked about Gezina, Midas. Doing business over the internet. This is a common one nowadays. So if you cannot do the business over the internet, some people may not subscribe with you because they want to be able to log onto your website and find other information instead of, so the business, if it has information that it has to release, so it just uploads the information on the website, and whoever is dealing with the business can just go to the website and download the document. After sales service can call you and so on. So someone can like a certain business because after they make a sale, they can call you to say, are you happy with your car? Is there anything wrong? Can we come and fetch it? Can we come and test it? Can we come and something like that? Then offering additional service like free travel insurance by banks, loyalty rewards for customers like points. Many businesses have those kind of like points. Then door-to-door deliveries, that's convenient nowadays and is becoming very, very common. Building brand loyalty, many people become loyal to a brand. They want nothing associated. Like personally, I am loyal to Apple. I have two iPhones that look exactly the same. The only difference is the color. Now, why would I do that? Because it's the same exact phone. Alright, first and foremost, I need two different network service providers for my own reasons. So I need two cell phones. Now, I cannot imagine buying another phone besides an iPhone. So for that, I'm loyal to the brand. And there are reasons why I could be loyal, and many people. I'm also loyal to Adidas. I love the brand. So, the only thing that I buy to wear, which is not Adidas, is what Adidas doesn't make. For example, if I want jeans, I can't buy Adidas jeans because apparently I cannot find them. Okay. Right, then advertising is another way of non-price competition. Right, let's look at collusion. We talked about collusion in the past, but now we want to show you that collusion, if it's done in a certain way, it can be legal. Alright, a good example is price leadership. And usually this is done by the dominant firm or the biggest firm in that particular industry. If a firm that is big in a certain industry, let's say if MTN was the biggest in our network service providers, it could announce an increase in prices, and maybe other cell phone providers follow suit. That is price leadership. They are colluding in a way because when they increase their prices also a month later or 2 weeks later, they are agreeing with the first one, which is say MTN. So they are agreeing with MTN that yes, let's increase prices. But they are not doing it like formally. They are not saying, hey MTN, let's increase. They say, okay, let's do it. They just, this price leadership and then others follow. It means they agree with what you did and then they do the same. So it's a type of collusion, but you see that it's not illegal. You understand what I'm saying? Alright, so let's see. So we have tacit collusion. I just talked about price leadership just now. So yes, you can see that it will be possible to do this one. Right, price leadership is a common form of tacit collusion. It is an arrangement whereby one business in the industry is assigned the task of making price decisions for the entire group. The price leader is usually the largest or dominant business in the industry. Sometimes it is the business with the lowest production cost. Price signals are frequently a key element of tacit collusion. It is fairly rare and occurs when businesses meet to decide on prices and output. But then this part meet makes it illegal. Right, then overt collusion, where we have cartels that do that. Cartel is a form of overt collusion. It is an open and formal agreement on prices, market share, and advertising expenditure. Can be defined as an organization of oligopolistic businesses that come into existence in an industry with the specific aim of forming a collective monopoly. Cartels experience problems because it is always tempted for an individual member to cheat by cutting prices illegally or selling more than its quota. Fairly common among oligopolies and occurs when businesses without meeting treat competitors as they hope competitors will treat them. Right, then we have independence, the decision that an oligopoly firm makes with respect to quantity, marketing strategies, and location, for example, depend largely on what it thinks the other firms in the industry will do in response to its actions. Alright, so this sums oligopoly. So we had 2 lessons on oligopoly. We had that one where we did the demand curve and all that, and we have this one. Now, an industry dominated by a small number of firms is known as, answer that, the market strategy used by oligopolies where each producer produces a product that is slightly different from the other firms is known as Name any two industries that have been investigated by the Competition Commission for price fixing in South Africa. Alright, so that concludes lesson number 74. I'll see you in lesson number 75. Thank you so much.